Riveting content, empowering your life. Welcome to the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by KOG & Company. Are your unique gifts and talents changing the world? Do you desire to belong to a community of unity? Visit KOGpassion.com to learn more about the Unleash Your Dopeness movement. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789. Houston Housewives of Finance. For more information on increasing your cash flow, becoming your own money manager, and to schedule your complimentary personal finance strategy, contact the Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463.
Hey, how y'all doing? This is G's for Gentlemen. Thanks for coming back. Thank you for coming back. I'm Nathaniel James, a.k.a. Mr. W.J. Knotts, a.k.a. the Militant Gent, a.k.a. the Ebony Ric Flair, a.k.a. Larry and Bessie's brother. I'm happy, man. I'm just here. Also with my co-host for today. Go ahead, my man.
Royce Thomas, a.k.a. Body by Royce. And that's it. I ain't that important to have all those aliases, so you the man.
Nah, man, I guess new year, new me, how they say it. I'm just out here trying to just live in the moment. First, I want to say Happy New Year to everybody. Hope everybody's blessed. I hope everybody's well. Also want to thank everybody for coming out to our event on New Year's Eve. You thought about that, Roach? You had a good time, man?
Oh yeah, it was dope. First of all, shout out to Indochino. And it was a lot of support, a lot of good vibes, a lot of good energy. It was really, really good. I'm glad that we had that, to bring awareness not only to the G is for Gents podcast, but to the Spear Broadcast Network.
Yeah, man, I think it was really dope. I mean, I really enjoyed a lot about it. One thing I like meeting say I had my people there, but then I got to meet your people, and your people got to meet my people, and vice versa. And then we got to see where the 6 degrees of separation kind of came in, where we did know mutual people.
A lot of mutual people.
So that was real cool. I really enjoyed that. And then I don't know if you guys out there, if you've ever been to Indochino, it's wonderful. It's a spot that you can go in, get custom suits made. You can really just see the process of, getting your measurements taken, picking your own fabric. So it's almost like you get to become a fashion designer in your own right. So you get to build something from the ground up. I really had a good time with that. What was your favorite thing about the evening, man?
Oh man, like you said, meeting people, and then also just being inside of Indochino's store and seeing all of the nice fabric that they had and the dope way that they take your measurements and make your suit to measure like that. I'm definitely gonna have to come back over there and get some stuff for them. And just like I said, meeting your people and then seeing that you and I and Kaylin knew a lot of the same people. So it was definitely dope and seeing that.
Oh, definitely, man. Oh, and before we forget, man, shout out to Kaylin. I see he is not here, aka Mr.
Senor Guapo, 713.
He's doing something wonderful. He's celebrating Black Love. Him and his wife have their 10-year anniversary, so we want to say shout out to y'all. Happy anniversary. Yes. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. We're going to hold it down for you, and we'll keep going forward, man. My favorite thing about the event really was just I was getting the kick as people walked by the store and they were seeing what was going on, and for them to want to come in. Yeah. I like that. So we were actually getting to meet new people that none of us knew, and just got an opportunity to really talk and connect and things like that, and just really just enjoy the vibe, man. I like interacting with people. It's just one reason why I like doing this show. You get to talk to people, you get to talk about things that you love. It's a good look, man. How was your New Year's Eve, man?
Oh, it was good, man. I went to church. Brought in New Year's with my church family, with my pastor. didn't do nothing too major. That's pretty much how I spent a lot of my New Year's Eves. What about you?
Man, I'm be honest with you. That's what I should have done. I think that's the best place.
Yeah.
Best place to be, man. If you're gonna start the new year off, try to start to get it in the right headspace. Well, actually, when I with a couple of friends, man, we did the whole party thing. Brought it in, got dressed up, tuxedoed up, and
Oh well, yeah.
had a real good time. I can't admit. Now my New Year's Day wasn't too hot because my New Year's Eve was too much fun. So my New Year's Day, I was praying like I should have been on New Year's Eve on New Year's Day about my New Year's Eve.
Oh, okay.
So what about, did you do anything on New Year's Day in particular?
A little bit of shopping, ate some breakfast, and came back home and chilled, really. Yeah, my New Year's Day was real low-key. I'm older, man, so I don't need all that activity.
Man, but I get it, man. I wish I would have, maybe, I know when I was younger, I remember we used to, barbecue more often. And just, I wish I would have had a chance to take part in something like that and just watch sports and stuff like that instead of me just laying on the couch just thanking the Lord and asking God, why do I feel like this? But it's cool. It's cool, man. Speaking about New Year's, everybody around New Year's, the thing is like the New Year's resolutions and how we gonna change this, how we gonna change that. I'm be honest with you, I'm not a big New Year's resolution guy because I think they should just be life. If it's big enough for you to do at the beginning of the new year, I think you can start way before then. I think there should be lifestyle changes. You know?
Yeah.
So I think those are something you can really change and just personally. All right, how can these things are something you can incorporate in your daily life, and how can you better yourself? What are a few things you think could be swapped up? People say different things all the time.
Of course, the main thing, the exercising more.
You know all about that. That's right.
Yeah. I definitely I like I said, it's not me making a resolution like you said. It's more as a lifestyle change. So I definitely am going to try to incorporate 2-a-days this year. Instead of working out 6 days a week, I'm gonna go down to 5 days a week and go 2-a-days and incorporate a little more cardio into my workouts. A lot of a different as far as me and eating, I'm gonna be a lot more healthier with my choices. Because I do a lot of, during the week super strict and on the weekends kind of less strict.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to incorporate more flexible, more macronutrient counting this year in order for me to be able to, be more flexible with my dieting. So.
And, of course, it's just for gentlemen. We talking about, gentleman things and like how important it is for a gentleman to be in good physical condition and strength and so forth. But not just a gentleman, just people in general, like. Since this is your line of work, like this is your, I guess, what you love, your trade. Like, how important is it, do you feel, for people to have a healthier lifestyle? To cut back on the drinking, to give up on the smoking, to eat properly, and then honestly, I don't think most people know what healthy really is. Like, I don't think a lot of people really know how to eat the proper way and how to do exercises the proper way. Yeah,
it's very important. You want to be here for your family.
I definitely agree, man.
Quality of life. I was never a drinker, so it's nothing for me to say, not to drink. I've never smoked a day in my life, so it's easy for me to say not to smoke. So it's very imperative. I started off before I became a trainer. I worked in a hospital, so I seen the aspect on the other end of people not taking care of themselves and. Really? And drinking and smoking. And I also worked in a rehab center where I was seeing people when I was at the age of 25 and 26 that were my age and that had lived a lot different life than I lived, that did binge drinking and did a lot of drug usage. And, man, they aged a lot quicker than I did. They were 25 and 26, and they looked 40. And that's what really made up my mind, like, okay, I never started then, but I'm definitely not gonna start now.
I can definitely believe that, man. I remember one time my mother was like, "Oh, you been hanging out a lot." Like, what you mean? She was like, I was 25. She was like, "You don't look old, but you don't look 25." And I was like, "Oh,
yeah.
I need to reel it in." And I can say this, especially when it comes to African American people. typically they always look well unless they've lived a hard life.
Yes.
Unless they've battled with some type of addiction or have some type of, that's the only time you really can tell like they really look aged. So that goes to show you like the type of wear and tear things of that nature can have on your body, you know? But I definitely agree with you just as far as like working out and staying around, because, you know, one of the things about being a man, I think one of the things you have to do is and being a gentleman is you sacrifice. And you sacrifice, and then as a gentleman, you want to be able to take care of your loved ones. But how can you do that if you're not around?
That's true.
And how do you do that? You got to sacrifice some of those things you like to indulge in for the greater good. You know what I mean? Because, all right, you might want to have an extra drink on these days, but hey, well, I need to be able to live longer to help raise these kids or to help provide for this family. Well, let me cut out the smoking, let me cut out the drinking. So, you know, and all that stuff leads to terrible things like heart disease, hypertension, all that terrible things. So I can see why a healthy lifestyle is very important.
Yeah.
And I think we just need to not only try to keep up with that ourselves, but also to encourage other people when you see them trying.
Most definitely. Especially, I mean, I have to encourage my clients to do so. So therefore, I have to do it on my end. I have to lead by example. So yeah, that's most definite. But another thing is improving financial management. That's something that I need. I don't have a monthly budget. I just started doing that this year because I did a lot of shopping in 2018, 27. I mean, ever since I made a dime above a dollar training, it was me and shopping, and I would spend money frivolously. So that's something that I actually am incorporating this year into my lifestyle changes. It's not a resolution; it's a lifestyle change.
Well, one, kudos to you for realizing that's something you need to do. But I think that's something we all need to do, and then we can also something we should all pass on, because I know I was never taught these things. It was just, hey, go to college, try to get a job. Yeah. But nobody ever taught me, all right, about making money, how to spend this money, learn about credit. Like, nobody ever took the time to teach that to me. So I think what happens a lot of times when we're in a position when we're learning or attempting to learn how to do it is because we're at a place where we're already in the hole trying to dig our way out. Well, let's try to catch it on the front end, like preventive maintenance. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You keep going. You get your stuff checked up so you don't have to spend tons and tons of money here. You just do it on the front end so you have to worry about it.
Yeah.
That's something, I'm not going to lie, I like to spend money on certain things too, but that's something I'm also trying to stay more committed to and more grounded with. I'm really trying to stick with it. I know another thing I see people talk about for the beginning of the year is they want to do more traveling. Yeah. And times past, I've been pretty good with that, me personally, but I want to continue to do so, but I want to go places that I guess aren't the norm, or I want to go for different reasons now. I'm at the point in my life where I want to go more for the history aspect. I want to learn, because I got to the point where all the beaches look the same, man.
Okay.
It didn't matter if I was Dominican Republic, Aruba, Jamaica. We did the same things: jet skis, zip lining, booze cruise. It was like I was on the same trip 3 different times. But I paid 3 different you know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, let me explore something where I could learn something, and something that really, really catches my attention and something like that. So I think that's really dope. And I know last week we kind of touched on that, talking about traveling. I think that's really cool, because you can really get to learn more about the world and just see, hey, it isn't just where I'm from and what I know, but it also helps you become a more well-rounded person. You get to learn about other people. You get to see other things.
See other cultures, yeah.
And then it helps spark creativity, because you're being exposed to stuff that you were never exposed to.
Yeah, I definitely want to do more traveling. This year I have to take a trip somewhere. I don't know where yet. I hadn't planned it yet. But I'm definitely going to do that. Yeah, so obviously, I see Caitlin said I'll be spending money on Yeezy and Fear of God. So I'm going to take that Fear of God budget this year, and I'm going to put it towards a trip. So, Mr. Senior Guapo, I know you tuned in. I'm letting you know now, even though I got on Fear of God right now. But, yeah, this is going to be the last Fear of God I'm buying for a while. So, yeah. But another thing is I want to do this year is get more sleep. I hardly sleep, man. I get about 4 or 5 hours a day, and my work day is about 16 hours. So I definitely need some more sleep.
That's something, excuse me, I had to make a conscious effort myself to say I need to get more rest.
Mm-hmm.
And, there are certain things. I think there's a few things I think if we do this, you'll be successful. Like, you have to do these things to be successful. I don't care if it's the new year or whenever. I think you got to try to eat halfway decent.
Yeah.
Drink water. Try to exercise. Read. And pray to whoever you believe in. Pray to that. And I think if you do it, and you gotta get sleep. If you do these things, you'll be fine. But if you leave one of those out, everything else is gonna go to crap. Man. I think you have to do all of these.
Discipline.
Yeah, but I think if you do all of these things, you'll be successful.
Yeah.
Because physically, mentally, you're rested, you're rejuvenated. With spiritually, like you hit all things that hit home for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And another thing, being more philanthropic, giving more. I recently started a nonprofit, so I was on maybe about a year and a half ago a journey to really find my purpose. You know what I mean? Not something to leave my legacy, something to leave my mark. And one of the things is me starting my nonprofit. So it's going to be a lot of philanthropic acts this year. So I'm really, really excited about that.
Man, I think that's really dope, man. Kudos to you once again on trying to get back and do something like that. Man, I think as a whole we should be, get focused more so on career advancement and try to have some type of plan and structure. Because I don't think we have a lot of structure when it comes to careers, man. But then that also, all that kind of ties back into living a healthier lifestyle as a whole, improving your personal finances and all of that, man. Speaking of personal finances, this portion of the show is sponsored by Houston Housewives of Finance. Did you know that only 4 states in the United States offers financial education? 33% or more than 77 million Americans don't pay their bills on time. 39% of Americans carry credit card debt from month to month, and 39% of adults say they don't have enough savings. Whew, that's scary. Don't become one of these statistics. Let Houston Housewives of Finance advise you on increasing your cash flow and becoming your own money manager by scheduling your complimentary personal financial strategy. Contact Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463 or email us at info@HoustonHousewivesOfFinance.com. Ask us how you can participate in the complimentary financial literacy workshops near you. Houston Housewives of Finance are the new faces of the new age of financial services. See, judging by that ad alone, that lets you know of
financial management.
Yeah, like just that
we definitely got to do that.
That we're just in dire need. Just in ridiculous need, man.
Yeah,
like it's crazy how many people I know whose credit was shot before they were even of age because their parents' credits were shot and they put stuff in there and it just kept going and going and then they think it's an okay thing to do.
Yeah.
And then like Glad was saying earlier, I don't know if we have a lot of structure when it comes to certain things. So I feel like me, I wanted to go to school because I wanted to work in marketing. Like my thing was, I saw the movie Boomerang. I wanted to be in marketing. I wanted to be like Eddie Murphy's character, Marcus Graham. Okay.
Why? Because he had Eartha Kitt and
it was just dope.
And Robin. Oh, okay. I'm just asking.
It was dope.
I'm just saying.
It was fresh. He had a creative job. He was coming up with all these ideas, but like they don't tell you, you go to school of marketing, your jobs are sales.
Okay.
Like there's certain things you have to do and certain steps and certain type of internships and then like there's a plan and structure in place. So I think I think there's always room for a plan. I don't think if you don't map out some type of structure, I think you're just moving around frivolously.
Yeah. And the name of my nonprofit is Houston Bountiful Care. Basically what we will be doing is opening up residential treatment centers around the city for troubled youth ages 7 to 17. We're starting off with boys, but we will also be opening our doors to girls as well. Basically offering them treatment for various issues, mental health issues, maybe child endangerment, child abuse issues, and things of that nature. So that's what I felt like my legacy was going to be, because I was I could have been one of those injured youth. I was one step from either making a wrong decision going elsewhere. So I'm trying to do what I can in order to help other lives. Because if you save one child, you can save a bunch of lives. So Houston Bountiful Care.
Man, I want to say, man, I'm having a great time on this show today.
Yeah,
I'm
most
enjoying
definitely.
myself, man. I hope everybody who is listening and watching is enjoying themselves, and we want more people to enjoy themselves. So Facebook Live, we ask that you subscribe to our show on all the major platforms, including iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, and Stitcher. Review our show in iTunes with constructive feedback. Let us know what you think. Share this Facebook Live post and the entire show with your family, your friends, your co-workers, your cousins, people at the grocery store, everybody. Donate to our mission to bring enriched and inspiring content each and every week. You can donate at www.thesphere.tv/donate. For the month, you know what? I was going to say it anyway, so it's still a good thing. For the month of December, the Sphere was teamed up with the Hungerton Initiative to help end hunger in America and around the globe. So you can still go do it. I was reading the old part, but hey, that's something that always needs to be worked on. So
Yes, sir.
you can still contribute.
Yeah. And the last thing, improving your personal style.
For the new year? Or?
Yeah. I definitely need to do it because being around you and Kaylin, you know, y'all brought a different thing. You know, the whole the spoke thing and this and the other. You know, I pretty much do the vintage clothes and dress a little grunge, and then, you know, also do a little prep. So being around y'all brothers, man, I got to give me some waistcoats in my
Man,
repertoire.
but I think that's
some other
something we
things.
all, if you want to be stylish, I think we always have to be reinventing ourselves and just always keeping up.
Yeah.
I think one of the things you can do to maximize your style, I got a friend, man, I see her on Instagram all the time. She's talking about, like, she's always decluttering stuff, and minimizing things. So I think that's one thing you could do at the end or the beginning of the year. Go through your closet and see what's really necessary. Like, because something, we've all gone through, we have stuff in the closet. We're like, man, I haven't worn this in...
Yeah.
But it's just there. Like, you know you're not going to wear it again.
But I usually end up wearing it, though.
But you know what? But there's certain things.
It'd be about 4 or 5 years. I'm like, but you know what? I just got this pair of tennis shoes that'll match perfect with that.
But it's just stuff like that. So, man, go through your closet.
Yeah,
just
I'm going to have to do that.
Like, just sift through things. Like, okay, I don't want this. I don't need this. And I something I've started to do within probably the last year and a half, just really just kind of go through and just declutter and stuff like that. And I try to get back to something like people that are less fortunate don't have it. But if I'm not going to use it, it's just taking up space.
Yeah.
Another thing I think you could do, I don't buy something unless I absolutely love it. So if I just like it, I'm like, I can go either way. Like, this would be cool. No, like, I have to be like, it got to be at the point to where if I'm leaving the store, I know I'm gonna keep thinking about it. That's when
you
I
got to
buy
go back
stuff.
and get it. Okay.
So those are the things that I buy now.
All right. That's dope. That's dope.
Those are the things I think, like, I feel like we do that, and then those are typically things that you're real excited, pieces you're really excited about working with, and they're more versatile and things like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Another dope thing, man, I like classic stuff. So when I say classic stuff, I mean like for example, like dark jeans, a dope pair of dark jeans. Like, you can always use that, like things that are going to be around past just this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's certain brands I look at, I'm like, yeah, this isn't gonna.
It's not gonna
last. Yeah. You know, it's nice, it's clean, but it's not just super gaudy. It's not super flashy. Like, I like a lot of those types. Those are things that really stick out to me.
Yeah.
But now those are some of the things I like for us. Let me ask you. Okay, so I know you a sneaker guy, right?
Okay.
I know you big in the kick. So when you picking your shoes, is this something just I like it, or is it? Cause there been some shoes I like, but I haven't bought for various reasons. How you look at it?
I just pretty much get a pair of shoes, and if I like it, I'm gonna get it. If it's some shoes that, you know, are basically, I like various designers, and if it's but most of my shoes these days aren't. They're more the exclusive pair. They're more of a collaboration, like, if, you know, Adidas and Yeezy, or a couple pair of Jordans, or whatever the case may be. But most of my stuff is exclusive. So I don't buy a bunch of pair of tennis shoes. But the ones that I do, yeah, they kind of expensive. So that's what goes out to the financial management. So this year, I promise y'all out there watching, I'm gonna be more financially responsible with my money. So y'all can hold me to it. I'm not gonna be doing as much shopping, because that's one of my 2019 lifestyle changes.
All right, when they see you walking out of Foot Action about 50 bags, you better just.
Oh, y'all not gonna see me walking out of Foot Action. So I order mine online.
Now I will say, I thought about this. One thing I have done, I follow certain people whose style I like.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's certain people there's certain people I like. I really like how they dress and things of that nature. So I make sure I follow them. Like I like certain things like LeBron, like his street style, like street club.
Yeah, he got that dad street style, nice.
Yeah. So like I follow him, or I like David Beckham because he dresses up real nice, real fly. So there's certain people that I make sure I follow, and I be like, okay, even if I might not agree with what they're wearing, I might see something they have, and I can kind of get like a spark of, all right, man, what if I put this little twist on it and just try to create something like that? I like that a lot. I'm real big on that. I like listening to podcasts and stuff like this, just so so you stay stay on top of certain styles. Because a lot of times you can get comfortable in what you like, and then you look up and everybody has passed up what you like. Yeah. So I try to stay on top of it on things like that too, though.
Okay. Well, speaking of podcasts, this portion of our podcast is sponsored by The Spear. Are you starting your business and looking for a place to advertise? Do you have a need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at The Spear. We offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the United States as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue, coupled with your strategic act, is surely to hit the mark every single time. Call us today at area code 832-772-7789 or send us an email over to advertise@thespear.tv.
So I gotta ask, man, and so like stylists, I know a lot of people hire personal stylists, and that's very popular now. What is your take on stylists? You like them? You don't like them? Would you hire one? What do you think?
I've seen a bunch of stylists out here, and some of them I don't necessarily understand what they are doing. If it's somebody that a celebrity that honestly doesn't know the trends or a fashion or whatever the case may be, then of course hire one. But a lot of stylists just do what they feel like may look good, period, and may not look good for the individual person, because everybody can't wear everything.
That's true.
And so I agree with them if they're needed, but it's just, everybody consider themselves a stylist these days, and they'll just put on something.
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I think how can I put it? And I don't want to step anybody's toes. When it comes to personal stylist, a lot of times I think it's the biggest ripoff in the world. Mm-hmm. That's just how I feel, because you pay these people all this money to dress you, and half the time, like, people, they look ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Like, my thing is, what gave you, who made you the person that, all right, this is dope? Yeah. Like I've never understood that. Yeah. Like who told you that that's dope? Okay. Yeah. Like, I see people and I'm like, man, like, most people I see, I be like, that's ridiculous. Like, who did it? Like, and then people's like, I'm a stylist. So what did you do to become a stylist? Did you just show up to say? Because like how you were saying, some people wear stuff. Like, I've seen people wear cuts of clothing that's flattering to their bodies. Mm-hmm. That's not flattering to their body. I feel like a stylist would know these things. Yeah. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. So I think a lot of times people just say they are something, they just go out and do it. I feel like, man, y'all are really taking these people money. Yeah. Just like we had a show before and we were talking about personal trainers. Mm-hmm. Man, and not to knock anybody, I'd be like, man, you couldn't just research, or like, how do you? Yeah, who made you a guru? Like, who made you? Like, if you look like this, why would I believe that you're a personal trainer? You look terrible yourself. Yeah. Like, exactly. So I've never understood that, and like, I'm real funny about that. Like, oh man, me personal stylist, and I see people, I'm like, well, that looks terrible. The stylist looks terrible. Like, what makes you think? Yeah. Well, that's more so self-perception. But then I've also looked at it from this perspective where I've never felt like I've had a problem dressing.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it came easy to me. So that's why I might look at it through these type of glasses. You know what I mean? Somebody else who's had trouble with it, they might look at it differently.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm just kind of like, oh, okay. It's just almost like you play sports. Some people pick up athletics easily, and some people got to go to trainers, and they got it. So I think it's kind of the same concept. So I'm just like, I just don't understand. Really, you really can't put something together? Like, how do you not? I don't know. And I guess some people just have a natural eye for it. But I'm just like, how do you really? And then my thing is, what if you're styling a bunch of the same people? Like, people have tendencies and they like what they like. So if you're getting styled by the same person, are y'all not all going to look alike in a certain extent?
Yeah. Well, speaking of styling, we got 4 ways in 2019 that you can maximize your style, your personal style for the new year. And first of all, like you were saying, podcasts and blogs. Get you a couple of blogs that you can, refer to and look at various people. Like my man Nate was saying, he like LeBron and David Beckham. Or you can listen to the G for Gents, because we definitely always gonna give you the style aspect of what you need to be doing. But yeah, get you some podcasts and blogs, and possibly subscribe to maybe various online magazines or whatever the case may be, and that will definitely help you with your style for the new year. What you think?
Yeah, I do that. Like, I make sure I follow like GQ and certain ones like that. So I follow like GQ, and I follow like shoe brands I like to. I see what's coming out and what's dropping in certain shoe stores. So I like to see what's coming out and what's new and like that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I definitely do that. The stylist, not so big on hiring the stylist. That's not
well, for those of you that aren't actually fashion inclined, go ahead and hire a wardrobe stylist. Go ahead and hire a person that can actually help you, maybe with colors or patterns, or again, materials that may be flattering to your body, or opening up your eyes to a whole different aspect of fashion that you might not have known. Like, you and I try to keep up with the times, but a lot of people, fashion just not their thing. But they do want to go out in places and look presentable. True. So, I understand, go ahead and hire your wardrobe consultant. Your nearest department store, it might have one, or, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, teach his own.
Yeah. I will say one thing we got on the list, and I've actually done this myself, man, is I guess kind of try to put a budget aside, or maybe every week, every 2 weeks, just depending on how your finances are set up. You put money aside to invest into your wardrobe. So I think that's a great thing to do once you've done kind of like what we said earlier. After you've gone through your closet, get rid of certain stuff, and then kind of go through and see what you need. Mm-hmm. And then I think you should literally go through, see what you need that can really help expand your wardrobe. So when I say see what you need, I mean see what pieces you need that you can really build off of and do multiple things with, and add those things to your wardrobe as the time goes on. And whether it be every paycheck or once a month, just however you want to do it. Yeah, I think that's an easy way just to build your wardrobe.
And that goes back to the financial management. That really does. That's a real good idea. The last thing is self-care. Self-care is very, very, very important. Us being people that, like to be out and about and network in different places, self-care is very important. Take care of your skin. That's the largest organ on your body, people. Take care of your skin. It needs attention daily. I work out, so I sweat a lot. And therefore I have, when I'm done, I wash my face. I have to wash my face multiple times a day, actually, in order for my skin not to break out. But yeah, get you some facials. Go see a dermatologist. Make sure your skin is very much so taken care of, especially if you're trying to establish yourself, establish your brand, or do whatever the case may be in the new year. Have a spa day. Go and get your nails and get a pedicure and just relax and make sure, because self-care is very, very important. Self-care is the best care. I like to say it to my clients. Self-care is the best care. You got to make sure that you're taking care of you.
Definitely, man. And one thing I will say, if you're not exactly sure about how to do certain things the correct way, do not be embarrassed to ask, because I'm sure a lot of people don't. Actually, more people than you probably realize. So, like, I got a good friend of mine, my buddy Mark Williams. He's a dentist, but I realized he was telling me a lot of people don't really understand what goes into to dental hygiene, like how you should probably take care of teeth.
Yeah.
Like, they don't understand how important flossing is, or how important going to regular checkups to the dentist. A lot of people they think, I'm brushing my teeth, that's good enough. But and I hate to say, a lot of times we're just victim of our own circumstance. So never be afraid to, while you're here, like, okay, well, what's the proper way to go about doing this? Just like if you're getting a facial, I know I had started a skincare regimen. I was like, okay, what can I do to make sure that my skin stays clear? And like they were telling me blow by blow, step by step, things I could do, because I wasn't used to going out and doing those things, but I know I wanted my skin to be clear.
Yeah. And
just try to take care of it and stuff like that. Just like when you go to the gym and you're somebody who never worked out, you're asking, all right, how often should I do this? How can I do that? So I'll say this, be willing to ask questions. Be open to asking questions. Don't be afraid, just because you got to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
You got to take care of yourself, man. You are a representation of you. You can only make one first impression. So I definitely agree with you, man.
Yeah.
Do these things, and if you don't know how to do it properly, do it and maintain it.
Yeah.
So when you go do it, ask what you can do so you're able to maintain it when you're not in there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, taking care of your skin is dope. Taking care of yourself is dope. And speaking of dope, this portion of the show is sponsored by KOG and Company. Are your unique gifts and talents changing the world? Unleash Your Dopeness is a people empowerment movement built to encourage the masses and to operate outside of their fears and have the gall to recklessly pursue their dreams and passions in life. Join thousands of others as we unlock the greatness that dwells inside. Shop for dope gear at KOGpassion.com. That's KOGpassion.com. And use the coupon code DOPE for 10% off and unleash your dopeness apparel. Act now, sizes are selling out fast. Yeah, you definitely have to take care of yourself. You definitely have to manage your body. We only have one temple. We're only given one of them. And I tell my clients all the time, what you do to your body shows. It repays you back in various aspects. If you eat right and you take care of yourself, you're gonna have longevity. You're not gonna get sick as often.
True.
Things are gonna be a lot easier for you.
I definitely agree. I'm a big advocate of you get out what you put into it. So it's 2019.
Yeah.
2018 is over. G is for gentlemen.
Yeah.
So I want your opinion, Maurice. What are some things as men that we can do to be a modern gentleman? And what are some things that we could possibly teach or pass on to help the people coming after us to be modern gentlemen?
The first thing I would say is being a man of honor, being a man of your word, being a man of integrity. That's very, very important, because all we have is our word, and there are a lot of people out here that aren't morally correct these days.
Totally agree, man.
In my opinion, gentlemen don't get a lot of credit. We're respected, we're known. But it just doesn't get the attention that it deserves.
I definitely agree, man. It's crazy because I was telling somebody, I remember it was a girl. I was raised right, so I was just being nice. Hey, how you doing? Whatever. And she was like, I got a boyfriend. I never try to holler at you. But
they don't get
that
too often.
But that's my thing. So I think it's terrible that she's so not used to people just being nice to her just because that's the right thing to do. When somebody was being nice to her, she assumed they was trying to get at her. And I was like, well, damn, that's really messed up, because that should not be the case at all. It should definitely just be the norm.
Yeah, ladies, if we speaking to you, not all the time we trying to get your number. I promise you. Sometimes we can just asking you, we really just want to know how you doing, or we really just want to say hi. We might not be trying to get at you. So, that's something to pay attention to in 2019.
But honestly, it just kind of opened my eyes, because a lot of people just don't treat people with this common dignity and common courtesy, man.
Yeah.
Like, give you another, man, I remember back in, even about a decade ago when I was just really hitting the club and stuff like that, might try to get a girl's number, whatever, and then say, I got a boyfriend. Okay, well, cool, man. Hey, it was nice to meet you. And she looked at me crazy, like she was surprised I wasn't just didn't blow off the hinges and just go nuts. I'm like, I can't do anything because you had a boyfriend. All right.
Yeah.
And then especially like I would see him later and speak. Oh, hey, how you doing? I can't believe you still spoke. Like, why wouldn't I speak? Like, I actually met you. You were nice. You just had a boyfriend.
Yeah.
But people just have been so out of pocket and so out of bounds with them that's what they were getting used to, and that's what that was just the norm for them. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous that it's even come to that, man. I definitely agree when you say the honor and integrity, man. So, like, for my gentleman, I would always say, man, keep God first in whatever you do.
Mm-hmm.
Always keep God first. If you have any issues, know that's where your source, that's will be, he'll get you through anything. I say treat people like you would want them to treat your mother and your father.
Yeah, most definitely. Another thing is I feel like a real gentleman is courageous. I know I've said this time and time again that a gentleman is going to defend his honor, is going to defend his family, he's going to defend people that are closest to him with his life. And I'm willing to do that for people that I care about. I'm willing to do that for my own name in certain circumstances. You know, I'm a little older now, so somebody say something crazy about me, I got too much of a future to be trying to throw it away.
You.
But
of course.
you know, and in certain aspects just of me being a man, period, there's just certain levels of disrespect that I'm not going to take. So, you know, being courageous doesn't always have to be standing up for yourself. It could be standing up for what's right. It could be standing up for your lineage, your bloodline. Or whatever the case may be. So being courageous is very, very much so imperative as far as a gentlemanly trait.
I got you. I got one. Never be content. And when I say that, I mean that in all aspects. Never be content where you are financially. Never be content with your maturity level. Never be content on your relationship with God. Like, always try to better yourself. You know what I mean? So never get to a level where you feel like there's nothing more that you can learn, because we can learn something every day. Because, I might have mastered this, but you might have gone through this over here that I know nothing about.
Yeah.
And I can really learn from you.
Most
you know
definitely.
what I mean? Or it might be somebody over here that, okay, I might be from this city, but now he's from this. And when I go to this, like, I've learned from him.
Yeah.
So never think you know everything. Never be content. Always trying to grasp something new. Always try to be more well-rounded. And, that kind of goes back to, like, how we were saying, the traveling and all of those things and the financial literacy. You're trying to better yourself as a whole.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what a gentleman is, kind of in a nutshell. I think he betters himself so that he can make everything better for the people around him.
Okay, yeah. And a gentleman knows also how to be mindful. They know how to be mindful. They know how to consider other people. They know how to evaluate pros and cons of every situation, because we're more level-headed than a regular, I don't want to say a regular man, but, a man that's not necessarily walked into his gentleman traits just yet. But, we know how to be mindful. At all times we're considering the advantages and disadvantages of a situation, whatever the circumstances may be. And so, in my opinion, being mindful as a gentleman is very imperative as well.
Definitely. And I don't know, everybody out there listening, if you paid attention, which I hope you have, most of the stuff we said about gentlemen has been more about how they are intrinsically, not on the outside. Granted, we like to look nice and things of that nature, but the gentleman, that's more so based off your character. Granted, if you do certain things because you are a gentleman, doing those things don't make you a gentleman. Yeah. So, for me, that's everything we said sums up a gentleman in a nutshell. How about you, Russ?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Another thing, a gentleman understands that chivalry is not dead. Chivalry isn't dead, ladies. I assure you that chivalry is not dead. We still out here opening doors, standing on the side of the street where the traffic is, making sure.
I do that.
You're protected.
Too.
When it's cold, no matter if we're at the movie theater or if we're walking outside, we still offer you our jackets. We still look you in your eye. We still, we still do things out here. And I know I still do it personally, and I'm sure you do it as well. So chivalry is not dead, and that's a gentlemanly trait. We're still out here doing exactly what we got to do, even though it may not necessarily be appreciated at certain times. But, us as gentlemen, we know chivalry isn't dead.
No, I definitely agree, man. I think if we do all of those things, I think if any of us, if we do all the things we talked about today, we'll be on the right path to becoming the proper gentleman.
Yeah.
But we won't be there because, like I said, you can't get content. But I think those are things that'll help lead you in the right way, man. I honestly say, man, Royce, I have nothing else to say, man. I'm tapped out. I'm tapped out.
Yeah, well, you were saying that, as far as not being content, because, most gentlemen, another thing is that we do stay committed. We do stay committed to our goals. We do stay committed to the things that we have set forth. And that's another gentlemanly trait that's something that we do. It's a lot of things that we have to accomplish out here before we leave this earth. And as gentlemen, our word is our bond, and we have to stay committed to it until we achieve it.
Okay. All right. I got something for you. Before we get out of here, I want you to think about this for a second. Matter of fact, you can give me two people. Who do you think is an ideal gentleman? Give me two. I'll give you a second thing. But before we got, give me two.
Well, me, I got to plug myself, but that's a good one.
I see modesty as your strong suit.
Yeah, well, a gentleman exudes confidence, so I definitely have to be confident. But that's a good question. I hadn't. Yeah, you caught me off guard with that one. What are the two of yours?
Okay, I'll go. Then it gives you time to think. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, one, I'm gonna say honestly, it's Jesus.
Okay.
Just everything we said morally.
Yeah.
We said morally. And then another one, the person, like every time I see him, I'm like, man, he's a gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I feel like Barack Obama.
Oh yeah, well the way that brother carries himself, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I just think he carries himself in a very regal way.
Yeah, he does. He definitely does.
Like he speaks well. He's always real clean. He's respectful. He's charismatic to everybody. Yeah. It's like, how some people are just a joy to be around.
Yeah.
Like he seems like he's one of those people that everybody likes. Everybody's excited when they walk in the room. The room lights up. So those are two examples of gentlemen to me.
Yeah. And our last one, a gentleman exudes confidence. The way that we carry ourselves, we're sure of ourselves. Some people might take it as arrogance, if they are insecure in their aspects of how they look at people. But a gentleman exudes confidence, because I know I'm a very confident person. I walk like, I have some place to go. And a lot of people, times if I go into a specific place or something like that, and the way I carry myself, they'll look at me and question me, oh, do you play sports, or what do you do, or whatever the case may be. I'm like, nah, baby, I'm a personal trainer. But a gentleman exudes confidence.
No, I definitely agree, man. You got to be sure of yourself. You got to be sure of what you're doing. You always got to be in the mind frame that, hey, I can accomplish this. These things are attainable.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I agree with all of it, man. I agree with all of it. And I'm sure if I sat down, I could probably think of many more attributes and accolades that make a gentleman a gentleman.
Yeah, yeah, it's tons. And shout out to realmenstyle.com. That's where we got a lot of those tips from. But that's it's so much more and required to being a gentleman. It's so many more qualities that gentlemen possess. But that's pretty much what it is. But I definitely had a good time with you today, Nate.
Man, I had a great time as always, man. And I will say this: in 2019, I challenge all of you men out there to try to be the best gentleman you can be, and trying to be an example to the gentlemen that are coming up behind you.
Yeah, most definitely. Again, your lineage, your status. So that's most definitely. Well, I'm Body by Royce. Thank y'all for tuning in to G is for Gentlemen. My man Nathaniel.
Mr. WJ Knox, a.k.a. the Militant Gent. I appreciate you.
All right. Y'all have a safe Friday and a great weekend.
See you next week.
Yeah.